Hi guys! Welcome to Lines in Between podcast, where we talk about faith, mental health, and all the in-betweens. I'm Kath, and today I'm gonna be sharing 4 dating lessons I learned the hard way. This is actually a podcast episode for February, but it's March, and I'm still gonna upload this. A lot of things happened in February. That's why we weren't able to film a podcast episode. If you're new to this podcast, I do this with my boyfriend, now fiancé, Jeth, but he's not here right now because he's not feeling well. But going back, this is a podcast episode where I will share 4 dating lessons I learned the hard way. And the first lesson is to date with intention. I used to approach dating without a clear purpose. Meaning, when I would be attracted to a guy and a guy would be attracted to me, I would just enjoy the emotions that came with liking each other, being attracted to the other person, and na-enjoy ko lang yung kilig at that time because I was very young and I didn't have knowledge about dating. I didn't know what it was for, to be honest. I know that people get into relationships and eventually they decide to marry if they want to, pero wala talaga akong clear picture of how it should happen or what are the things that I should do or even how young I should date. I started dating very young, which I regret. I know a lot of people will say they have no regrets sa past nila, but I have. And I won't say that has brought me to where I am right now because I could have saved myself a lot of pain, confusion, heartbreak had I not dated young. There were some guys who liked me back in high school and it was a very confusing time for me because hindi ko talaga alam what dating is for. And I wish I knew that eventually I would have this conviction that I will date to marry. Kasi I used to date na parang I was just having fun. I was just playing around. And isa yun sa mga biggest regrets ko with my high school life because instead of enjoying, instead of studying, focusing on my studies, nagkaroon pa ako ng mga unnecessary pain and heartbreaks because I thought kapag attracted kayo sa isa't isa, ayun, mag-date na kayo, ganon. Pero hindi pala. So, I had a relationship back in high school. We were together for around 2 years and the purpose of us dating wasn't very clear. You know, we would talk about being in each other's future, but it wasn't clear because we were young. And that led me to a heartbreak because eventually the relationship fell apart. And I think it's because we also had no clear purpose. Of course, there are a lot of reasons why it ended, but I'd say one of the reasons why is because it had no clear destination. That's why the first lesson I want to share with you is to date with intention. It's important to intentionally know who to date and why you're dating this person. You know, if I could go back in time, I was 16 years old back then, I would ask the 16-year-old me, do you see this person in your future? Do you want to be with this person for the rest of your life? Because if not, you're gonna be wasting your time with this person, your resources, your emotions. It makes a lot of difference if you know that you are dating to marry. If you are dating with the destination that you want to be with this person. I want this person to be in my future. Because if you don't have that destination, purpose, or intention, ask yourself this question, why am I still with this person? Why am I staying with this person? Is it because I'm afraid that no one will love me? Is it because I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to find a love like this? when I came to know the Lord, that's when I slowly learned that relationships must end in marriage. And this was the time that I told myself, I'm gonna stop dating for fun. I'm even gonna stop entertaining being attracted to someone if I have no intentions of pursuing that feeling for that someone. When I had an attraction towards Jeth, I didn't say it for 3 years. I kept it to myself for 3 years. And it was because I was making sure that I know this person. I know why I want to date this person. Even if hindi ko pa alam nun na may gusto siya sa akin. Hindi ko alam na may gusto siya sa akin. I was just praying and discerning if he is the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I was getting to know him as my friend. So, when I came to know the Lord, I had a clear purpose why I want to be in a relationship. And that is marriage. Marriage is the destination. Marriage is the purpose. Marriage is the intention. I think it also saved us from a lot of heartbreak because una pa lang, magkaibigan pa lang kami, when we started going out, started dating, we really got to know each other, and we know that if we were gonna get into a relationship, that the end goal is marriage. That's why when he proposed, I wasn't really surprised. I just didn't know when he was gonna propose, but I know eventually he will, because we talk about it a lot when we started dating. Lesson number 2 is dating is an event. Assess it. Think of it this way. It's like going into first interview. Once you get into a date with someone, you should assess it. I learned it the hard way na hindi ka naman required mag-second date. Hindi naman required na pag nag-first date kayo, kailangan na talaga lumabas kayo ulit mag-second date. As a people pleaser before, akala ko, kailangan pag nag-first date kayo, magsa-second date na din kayo. I was so afraid to say to the other person na, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna work out for both of us. I guess I was scared that no one will be attracted to me anymore, or I'm not gonna be loved like this anymore. I won't have the same attention as what I am being given right now. But, all of those, hindi naman totoo. And I learned this the hard way. Because I've been into a lot of dates na unang date pa lang, alam ko na that this person, first, did not align with my values. Second, I had no intentions spending the rest of my life with. Third, I did not see the traits I'm looking for in a partner or in a future husband. This was before I came to know the Lord. Inisip ko rin naman yung marriage noon before I came to know the Lord. And yung mga experiences ko na yon led me to multiple heartbreaks and pain. Pain I caused the other person because late ko na nasabi that I had no intentions of entertaining this person na pursuing me, or I had no intentions of getting into a relationship with this person. I was uncomfortable. So, nahihiya ako sabihin dati na ayoko makipag-date sa'yo. Ganon, nahihiya ako. Kasi I was so accustomed to I have to be nice to this person so that I can be likable. So, there was a time that I had a situationship with a person na LDR. So, there were a lot of red flags on how we started dating or talking. Akala ko kasi that time, pagka-attracted kayo sa isa't isa, okay na yun na basis para ituloy niyo yung relationship. Pero hindi pala. Kasi, that led me to another heartbreak. This was another heartbreak that I had a hard time healing from. I learned that if you assess early, this will save you time and spare you from pain. I'm not saying that when you meet the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with and date this person, you won't have heartbreaks anymore. But ang sinasabi ko is, you will save time and spare yourself from unnecessary heartbreak. Yung hindi mo na dapat na pagdaanan, pinagdaanan mo pa kasi hindi mo siya inassess early. And Ako, personally, when Jet and I started dating, on our first date, as in we went out for coffee, I know in my mind that I really liked him. I like his company, and he had the traits I'm looking for in a partner. That's why we went on other dates after that. But had I not seen the traits that I'm looking for in a partner, I would not go out on another date with him. Why? To save us from time, to spare us from heartbreak, and to set that boundary for myself na it's okay to say no. It won't work out for us. Lesson number 3. Love is an unconditional commitment. Yes, I learned this the hard way. Before, I used to think that love is sacrifice and love is about feeling how I feel. But I learned the hard way with my relationship with Jet that it is unconditional commitment. When I came to know the Lord, our church has this definition of love. Love is an unconditional commitment towards imperfect people, often requires sacrifice to seek their highest good. I may have mixed it up a little bit, but the essence is still there. That it is first unconditional, second, it requires sacrifice, and third, it seeks the other person's highest good. And I used to date only thinking about myself, not thinking about loving a person unconditionally. I was always just me. I need to be loved. I want to be loved. I want to be seen. I want to be known. I want to be heard. It's all about me. It's all about how I want to be loved. I didn't know that love was towards the other person and it's unconditional. I had a relationship back in college, and I thought I was loving this person by staying. I thought that this person was gonna change if I stayed and loved him even more. But I was robbing this person the chance to grow, the chance to improve, and I was also robbing myself the freedom to choose to love myself because I stayed in the relationship and I feared that I won't be loved anymore. That's when I realized that the most loving thing to do that time was to leave the person and move forward with my life. That's when I realized that that was the most loving thing I can do for myself to move forward. When I came to know the Lord, that's also the time I learned that love is unconditional, that it seeks the highest good of the other person, that it often requires sacrifice, and that relationships won't always be easy. Sometimes it will really be hard to love the other person. For example, like my relationship with Jet is not perfect. We have arguments, we fight, we have disagreements, and we have to choose to love each other, even if. And I'm not saying that to say that you should stay in a relationship that's abusive or manipulative. That is outside the scope of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I learned it the hard way. Nung kami na ni Jet, we are in a relationship with each other. I learned it the hard way when I saw how he loved me through my anxiety, my depression. He showed me that for this to work, for our relationship to work, we must always choose to love each other. And he would always tell me na, you know why I can love you unconditionally? It's because I always look at the person I fell in love with. He doesn't mean to say that he loves only a version of me. He means to say that he always sees the non-negotiable traits he saw in me and looks at me as that person. Sometimes I'm harder to love, but he can always choose to love me because he knows that I am the person that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. Wow! Ako talaga yung nagsabi kasi wala siya dito eh. Kakainis. And it's really important to have non-negotiable traits you are looking for in a partner. Kasi when the going gets rough and it's hard to love the person, you have to choose to love this person even if, lalo na kapag mahirap. And when you don't have those non-negotiable traits, you will miss the chance na mahalin yung person na yon kapag mahirap na. It seems like it is acting as an anchor. It anchors you to go back to why you chose to be with this person in the first place. There's something about this person that made you say, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And when the going gets tough, you should have something or things to go back to as an anchor, a foundation on why you will keep choosing to love this person. Lesson 4. Don't fall for one-size-fits-all dating advice. When Jeth and I started dating, there were a lot of advice within our community. You should do this way, it should be done another way. And at that time, parang chapsuy. Iba-iba na yung naririnig kong dating advice. Tapos gusto ko lahat i-apply. And iniisip ko na kapag hindi ko sinunod, our dating season will fail. Hindi na to magpo-progress into our relationship. And I learned it the hard way that there's no such thing as one-size-fits-all advice. That's why it's important that instead of giving advice, we listen, we ask questions. So this is my practice with some of the friends that seek my advice. I ask questions so that I can understand the situation, and I ask more questions to help the person arrive into a decision. Basically, I believe that the person already has an answer. He or she just needs help seeing things from another perspective or seeing things in hindsight. Kasi minsan, when you're so close to a situation, it's hard for you to see the whole picture. So sometimes, yung mga friends ko, kailangan lang nila makita yung situation from a clearer lens. And when I started dating Jeth, again, there were a lot of people giving us advice on how to do things, how to not fail. Pero it was still a unique journey, and no dating advice has perfectly fit us. Because I believe there's no such thing. We're afraid people will get hurt. That's why we give advice na we think helpful for them or yung masispare sila from pain. Pero in reality, even all the things I shared right now, I really believe that you should take it with a grain of salt. These were the dating lessons I learned the hard way. And it doesn't mean it will work for you. I hope it is helpful, but more importantly, I hope that it will make you have convictions in your dating season or your dating life. With dating, I think wisdom is very important. We prayed a lot, Jeth and I, when we were dating, because we wanted to seek for wisdom. Not seek for generic advice, but to seek for wisdom for our current situation. Yes, we took advice from the people we trust, but we took it with a grain of salt. We still thought about it, prayed about it, talked about it, and we didn't treat it as prescription for our problems. Those are 4 dating lessons I learned the hard way. And if there's one thing I want to leave with you, it's that dating isn't about getting it perfect. It's about learning, growing, and being intentional. Do you have any experiences on dating that you'd like to share? Maybe we have similar experiences or you have similar experiences with others. So you can share that in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this podcast episode. I hope to see you in the next one. If you have podcast episode suggestions for topics, things we should talk about, comment it down below. And if you've been enjoying, give this video a like and subscribe. Bye!